Hi, Dan here, editor at Scootering magazine. Just giving you a quick rundown on some of the stuff we've got going on in the magazine. This little unit here is part of the small block Quattrini engine build that Stan's got going on for his trip to Poland. There's a whole series of unboxing videos going on to let you know what components we're going to be using in this engine to get him to Poland and back. He's also got a travelling companion who's going to be using a Vespa Polini 210 kit. We've also just done a bit of a video update on that, so you'll be able to follow that trip to Poland and the engine build and all the technical stuff that goes on behind it online and in the magazine. One of the other projects we've got going on at the moment is this beauty. This is Project Street Sleeper. This is a fresh import that I purchased through Sam at LambrettaFinder.com. Great guy. Found me this original condition Italian Series 3 Li 150. I do have the side panels for it, came with it, but specifically I wanted something that was chassis only, in original paint, so that I could leave it as a rustoration, but then update it with as many sort of modern extras as I can without really detracting from the original look. So I'm going to leave it in its original paint, in its original, for want of a better expression, knackered looking condition, because that's how I like it and that's how I want it. It's there, it's complete, it's straight, it's original, it's how I want it. I'm going to have to take this battery tray off though, but that's not really a problem. Because I'll show you the engine in a minute, which is going in, and that's going to require that to be removed. I've got a whole bunch of other wish list items which are now starting to come in, so as they start arriving I can get on with the build, and it's going to start with the basics like the new cable kit, the new loom, it needs a new speedo and a few other bits and pieces, but then we'll move on to the brakes, the tyres, the suspension, the wheel rims, rear shockers, stuff like that. And update as much of the running gear as possible, so we end up with a really smooth, comfortable ride in a scooter which has got modern electrics, cables, and a more modern and somewhat more powerful engine. So we've got, this is just started in the magazine at the moment. If you've read the if you've read the first instalment, you'll know that I live in deepest, darkest rural North Yorkshire, and it's chucking it down here at the minute. It's freezing cold. I've just had this shed put in so that I can continue with these sorts of scooter related projects on an ongoing basis. The only thing I haven't done is dug the 25-metre trench to get myself this armoured cable installed so that I've got some power in here. So anything I do at the moment is done in daylight hours in the freezing cold and doesn't require any power tools. So that's not very much in my particular case. So the sooner I get some power in here, the sooner we can get on with the more major stuff. So that's the chassis that's going to be used in the project. Over here is the engine. Spoke to Tino Sarchi, the guy behind this. This is the Targa-Twin. Arranged to have one of these sent over. So we've got this brand new Targa-Twin engine. It's the new 275cc version. So I'm very much looking forward. We've obviously got all the extra bits, you know, to go with it, the Delotto carbs, end can, and all the necessary, you know, offset rim and the other bits and pieces to go with it. But really, really lovely bit of kit. Again, I think part 2 of the instalment of this feature covers the arrival of the engine, certainly, and the background to the engine, why we've chosen this one, and the particular upgrades that Tino's done on the 275 unit, the power it's kicking out. So this is going to be a really nice sounding engine in this, as well as great performance. I'm toying with the idea of just taking the Jolly Moto expansion chamber off. It's the 2-in-1, because obviously it's a twin cylinder 275cc, 2-in-1. But just because it's purely the street sleep look I'm after, there is now a really nice 2-in-1 Clubman. I never thought I'd say the words nice and Clubman in the same sentence. I've always been a big expansion chamber fan. but there is a really nice 2-in-1 clubman available for these, and that really does fit in with the street sleeper look. Eventually, at the end of the project, I might be swayed back into going for the new twin pipes, which will give it that beautiful sound that a twin has, and let that really come through. But for now, I'm going to stick with the street sleeper look. The other thing that I'll be running through in the article in the magazine is the registration of this vehicle. When it first comes in, there's the Nova to do, which is actually a really simple thing, can be done online in 5 minutes with the minute the scooter comes into the country. Then there's a little bit more complicated paperwork to do with the registration, but I've currently got the guy from the SGS unit coming out to inspect the vehicle. He's coming out in the new year, so I'm going to try and persuade him to let me feature him in the magazine as well, and so hopefully we can get some information from those guys who inspect these vehicles as part of the registration process when you bring a new vehicle into the country and need to get a V5 document for it. So we're going to run through the whole thing, getting this up and running, registered, the new items fitted, the updated suspension, brakes, bits and pieces, this beautiful 275cc rip snorting engine plumbed into it, and just run through the whole build and see how that goes. So that's just a few of the projects we've got going on in the magazine. There's a bunch more stuff besides that. Keep your eyes on the website, keep your eyes on the Facebook page, and of course keep your eyes in the magazine.